Alright, before I get to him, I've got a mail call. This will be an easy one, there's only 2 cards. Wow, what's this? Whoa. What the hell is that? Any of you know what the hell that is? I mean, that looks like some ether bullshit right there. I don't know which way is up. I guess that's up? I don't know. No fucking idea. Anyway, let's see what I got. So, I got a Pokemon card. I got a basic energy. Harbinger of the Seas. Right, so the reason I got this is I'm thinking of building a blue-green sea and sky deck. I used to have one years ago. Basically what I did is I took Modern Merfolk and I extended it out in the commander deck, and it didn't work. It just didn't fucking work. Mono blue. So I'm thinking is I'll build blue-green with Tatyova, Benthic Druid as the commander. I could use AC Tyrant of Gyre straight, but he's kind of scary. Kind of scares people. And he costs 6, which, if I've got green, shouldn't be too much of a problem. But I'm going to use Tatyova because she's 5. Comes down faster. Every time I play a land, I gain a life, draw a card. So I'll put AC in the deck, but Tatyova will be the commander. And I thought I should have something as a backup for non-basic lands. Of course, I play a lot of non-basics myself, so this could hurt me, but I don't have to play it. And even if I play it, I can always sacrifice it, get it killed somehow. I also got a foil Rise and Shine, just because I wanted one. I thought it would be pretty in foil, and I was right. That's beautiful. I'll probably actually put this into Sharoom. I mean, why not? Make all my non-creature artifacts into 4/4s. Smash people. Could be funny. And then he sent me a glitch. Ghost. He sent me Ether Rift card. But he sent me a foil. So I can't complain. It's free. 2 and a blue for 2/2 Spirit Scout Flying. Start your engines! If you have no speed, it starts at 1. If you have no speed, you just need to go down to your local drugstore without walls on the street corner and talk to your man and buy some speed. Anyway, max speed, exile this card from graveyard, draw a card. Okay, that's interesting, but I really don't care about it. So, when I build that blue-green deck, of course, I'll show it to all of you. Now, about him. The reason I've got him out is, so I've got this Taverius Protection. I got about 3 of the Sheldon Minari Secret Layers. I opened 1. 2 are still sealed. 1 is up for sale on Magic Card Market. The other one I just have standing by in case I want to use the cards. And I didn't really have a place for the Taverius Protection. I mean, I do have places for it, but I decided to decide, and I forgot that I didn't have one in Edgar. So Edgar's going to get one as he falls over. So the card coming out is going to be pretty easy. Something else too, I was watching this this guy, I think he called himself Hyper MGG, Hyper Magic. Somehow my feed gave me his video, which is 2 years old, where he talks about his friend's Edgar Markov deck, which has a 90% win rate. And his friend, what it does is it leans into the vampire theme of draining your opponents. So as many, he's got Zulaport Cutthroat in there, Calastria Highborn, Bloodseeker. The thing is, Edgar is strong. Edgar is a strong deck, no matter what. I mean, you cast a vampire, you get a second creature for free. That's pretty goddamn good. And it makes the deck more resilient. The thing also is, just since you get free creatures, and whenever Edgar attacks, he's got haste when he comes into play. All your vampires get bigger. It's hard to deal with. And I want my decks to be playable. I want my decks to be strong. I want my decks to be resilient. And the thing also is, just since you get free creatures, and whenever Edgar attacks, he's got haste when he comes into play. All your vampires get bigger. It's hard to deal with. And I want my decks to be playable. I want my decks to be synergistic, and strong, but I don't want them to be too strong. I don't want to spark an arms race. I don't want to have decks I cannot play. I've got some decks I can only play in Ostruzhna, but that's a separate thing. But the bulk of my commander decks, the lion's share of them, I want them to be where I can still play them in Prague. So that's why I toned down Edgar a bit. A lot of people said he needs Roaming Throne. I see that, but Roaming Throne is not a vampire. Edgar has 40 creatures. 40. Out of the 100, the 99. And he's vampire number 41. And all the creatures are natively vampires. They all have the vampire creature type. Those are the only creatures I will allow myself to keep the theme of the deck. So Ghost Way, exile every creature control, return to the battlefield under their own. It's board wipe protection. And it just doesn't want. Sit. Stay. Okay. Teferi's protection. So Ghost Way, of course, if I exile all my creatures, I lose all my tokens. Teferi's protection, and I can't get back either card anyway. I don't have any way of getting back instants in my build of Edgar Markov. But Teferi's protection to my next turn, my left turtle, I just phase out. I phase out, all my stuff phases out, including my lands, so they can't be touched. And yeah, it gets exiled, but it protects me from a board wipe. So that will replace Ghost Way. Some of the other cards he mentioned in his friend's deck, I've got a few of them, but his friend's plan is drain people. My plan is smash face. Fucking go to town with vampires and beat people upside their heads. And what I did is I could even make it faster. So I've seen videos of other builds of Edgar Markov where they wouldn't have anything like this. They wouldn't have anything that cost 6. Everything cost 4 or less. So it's very fast. But again, that's not what I want to do. I want to play some cool stuff. I've got like Vindicate Guy. I've got Florian. Florian is a new addition. 1 black, red, 3/3 first striking vampire noble. Beginning of your post-combat main phase, look at the top X cards of your library, X the total amount of life your opponent has lost this turn. Exile one of those cards, put the rest in the bottom in random order. And you can play the exile card this turn. So, guaranteed to get something interesting. Grave Pact, Helm of Possession, D-Spark. The deck does not have a lot of interaction. I've got D-Spark, I've got Mortify, which Mortify, it's not that great anymore. It's not. But I've got the Vampire version, the one that cites Soren. So it fits the theme of the deck. Something else I was thinking of taking out is the Vampiric Tutor. Yeah, I've got all 3 dual lands because I have them. I want to play them because I like looking at them, and they're the best dual lands you can possibly get. They're perfect. I've got him in the deck, which he is not a good card. I actually bought some extra ones thinking, okay, it's a mythic from a small set, a set that didn't sell very much, not very well received, so it'll probably go up in price. I was wrong. I was so wrong. But I didn't lose that much money on them. Mainly because I bought, 4 copies, which isn't a lot. Traded or sold off 1. Put 1 in my modern collection. I've got 1 in Edgar Markov, and then I've got another one still in my EDH, because in EDH he's pretty good. Texture from white and black, so he can't be swords. 5 for a 4 for a life linker. And then of course you have 30 more life, so if he comes down before you've taken much damage, although the second part of the clause, and an opponent has 10 or less, he becomes a 10/10 flying with lifelink. But anyway, he's pretty good in this deck. I like him. I like the way he looks. He just looks cool. Anyway, this deck, because of one card, is bracket 3. If I take out the one card, it goes down to bracket 2. And I've talked about this before. Here's the card. I've talked about this before. Moxfield has no way of looking at the overall strength of the deck as a whole. It's too big a database. It's too new. All they can go on are the game changer list, the possibility of chaining extra turns, however they would figure that out, and of course mass land denial, not destruction, denial. My Edric Spymaster Tress deck has a bunch of, it's all small creatures. Almost all the creatures are tiny. So I've got Winter Orb in there to slow down my opponents. Because I have Winter Orb, the deck is a bracket 4. Okay, fair enough. I mean, the deck is pretty powerful. So anyway, if I take out this Vampiric Tutor, Edgar, according to Moxfield, will drop down to bracket 2. But to be honest, I would never present him as a bracket 2 slightly modified precon level deck. Not with 3 dual lands, not with 40 not with Edgar Markov himself as the commander. No way. But as much as I don't need the tutor, I like the randomness of commander sometimes. It's nice to have some tutors for things like land, specific things. But this fits the deck so well. It's a Vampiric Tutor in a vampire deck. And this guy is obviously a vampire. So I'm keeping it in there. That's really the only change I'm making. Probably should put in more interaction, more protection. A clever concealment would suit Edgar down to the ground. But I don't have an extra one right now. I don't think he needs it because, again, he is incredibly resilient. Even if he dies and goes back to the command zone, the deck will play between 1 to 3 vampires every turn. So every turn I'm getting 2 to 6 creatures because every time I cast a vampire, I get a token vampire too. And there's this guy, 7 life, destroy target non-land permanent, activate only during your turn. Yep, he's pretty good. Really not much to say. I haven't made any changes to Edgar in a while. I mean, this Teferi's protection, and that's pretty obvious. You know, take out Ghostwave, put a Teferi's protection. But of course, it is a deck that people love to see. Whenever I make an Edgar Markov video, usually gets a lot of views because people just, I mean, he's a popular commander. I don't like the new Bloodline Keeper. I don't like the art. This guy just looks more refined to me. Immersturm Predator. He's a vampire dragon. Second of the creature, he gains indestructible until end of turn. Anything else worth talking about? And, I want to get more of these. I kind of want to put one of these in every deck. 1, 2, sack it, you gain 5 life. Shuffle. Well, you don't even sacrifice it. It just, you shuffle it back into your library along with the rest of your graveyard. So, it's good for graveyard protection. Actually, do I have a Patriarch's Bidding in Edgar? I don't think that I do. I've got it up on Moxfield right now. Let me just take a look. No, I do not have a Patriarch's Bidding. Part of the reason for that is usually if I'm going to play Edgar, Cube is going to play his Eldrazi tribal deck, and I really don't want a lot of big Eldrazi coming back. Usually not a good idea for me. But I do have some recursion. We've got Varroa Stronghold. I have a, and I should think about taking it out. It might be superseded now. It might no longer be that interesting a card. Obsidat's Aid. Where is Obsidat's Aid? Oh, yeah, there's my expedition map. Beautiful. I just like looking at this deck sometimes. Where the hell is it? Of course, it would be in the last pile. That's just the way it works, isn't it? She's good. She's perfect in this deck. She has no financial value. She's I mean, even the foil is like €1. Because she sucks. Unless you're playing vampires. 5 for a 4 for a flyer textured white. Okay, that's not so bad depending on your metagame, depending on how many other players are playing white. But when she comes into play, each opponent loses life equal to the number of vampires you control. You gain life equal to the life lost this way. Ooh. So if I've got 10 vampires in play, she comes down. She's number 11. Drain everybody for 11. All that blood. There it is, Obsidat's Aid. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. 5 mana sorcery. Should I take it out? Should I put something else in? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. The comments are down there. Down there. Let me know. Is there something I should be running that would be better? Probably, but I can't think of it offhand, and it's not like Edgar really needs to get buffed up that much more.